I looked, I noticed on the statistics, like the after stream statistics, that you know, I'll be honest, like it's it's like pretty flattering. For for example, like, hold on, I gotta get in the shade. Uh, I just noticed like other people will get rated and hosted and stuff, and like it doesn't take long for the people who were in the raid to leave on like most streams. But when I've looked at my statistics, I find it like encouraging, like the retention from raids. People still seem to stay and like enjoy what I'm doing, which is somewhat encouraging. But yeah, I've enjoyed playing Zomboid. I was gonna play some last night, but I did. If people enjoy it, I'd rather like stream the whole thing, instead of like doing shit off stream. The zombies disappear when they're 10 feet away. Oh, they don't disappear. They're out of your line of sight, I guess. I'm assuming, but I don't know. I've been enjoying it. And also, I haven't streamed DayZ in a long time. Maybe it's time I play a little more DayZ. But yeah, once again, how was everybody's week? And are you ready for the weekend? Anybody got any plans? You think it's more entertaining than DayZ? Okay, fair. No plans for the weekend? And no to the week? Yeah, DayZ can be kind of boring sometimes, you're right. But, and then again, also it's like, Zomboid's new, so I'm kind of like learning what I can do and learning new shit, so it seems a little more exciting. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I like DayZ, but that's the thing, is like I'll play it like a month or 2 months, and then I stop playing for a month or 2 months. It's just like, I don't know. It's fun, but it's frustrating. There's just so many levels to it. But hey, it is good to see y'all. I appreciate that. I still get support after all these years. I know. Look, I know this is. Of course, there's gonna be affirmations. People like, no, we like to sit here and chat, but I know how much has changed. All I'm saying is I appreciate y'all still sticking around, man. Yeah, I watched. I've been watching some Once Human stuff. I might try it. It's just like, if you think about it, most people who stream, they usually just stream like one thing, like one game. Just like me, for example, it was always IRL, like fishing and stuff, and that's where my audience lies. So it's always like, you know, it's fun to play new games. I like to play new games, but it's not very lucrative for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think people want to watch me play new games. The crafting and progression system in Zomboid, yeah. I mean, DayZ is just, dude, it's so hard to do any kind of crafting. The way I like to play it is just adventure, really. I don't I've tried to do bases and do all that shit, but it just takes so fucking long. And the threat of other players always there is just, it's just too much. But hell yeah, man. How you been, Slick? Is everybody healed up after all the accident shit? And Power Up, good to see you as always, man. Sorry, I don't feel very entertaining today, but I am here. I'm trying my best to stream more consistently. Why don't you stream more? Mm, uh, I don't really have a way to answer that, man. That doesn't make me seem like, that doesn't put like my thoughts in a negative light. I think I could operate an airplane or a helicopter. Yeah, I think I could. I have an inclination towards mechanics and mechanical devices. I hopped on that backhoe and I could drive it just fine. Good, that's good, Slick. I mean, that y'all are all right. I don't know. We don't really hang out in Discord anymore, so this is how I get my info. Goddamn flies everywhere. It's from all the chickens and chicken shit. Yeah, but hopefully the yard dries out. It stops raining for a couple weeks, I hope, and the yard dries up. We can continue with this shit. Been on some recluse shit. I do not blame you, man. I do not blame you. Maybe I'll chill this weekend. I mean, personally, I haven't even gone in to Discord. I mean, I go in occasionally, just like if I'm not streaming, and it's usually later at night, like sometime past 9 p.m. my time anyway. But I think I want to watch that. Oh, what is it? It's a movie. I forgot the name of it. What is by Peter Jackson? Hello Andy told me. Bad Taste, I think, is what it's called. I think I want to watch that. Maybe I'll watch it tonight or tomorrow or something. But I've also, like, later at night, I've been watching. You'll get a good laugh. Okay, yeah. I mean, when I was doing movie nights, we watched another one. So the it's called Meet the Feebles, also directed by Peter Jackson. Uh, and that guy from Bad Taste is like in a scene of the movie Meet the Feebles. But I just remember I had worked at Target and like started getting close to this woman, and I would hang out with her, and she wanted me to watch two movies, and one was Gummo. If you've never seen Gummo, that's a fucking crazy movie too. But the other one was Meet the Feebles, and she loved watching the movie because her heroin addict friends would come over and watch it. And I watched it. I would smoke some weed and watch it, and was just like, what the fuck, dude? Yeah, Gummo. Gummo is definitely, it's definitely out there, man. I'll always remember the scene, where that like she's like mentally challenged, and actually, like in the movie, one of her sisters is actually like a somewhat famous actor. I forget who it is, but they have no eyebrows. They shave their fucking eyebrows off. But I'll just always remember her walking down the street singing the alphabet. Harmony Korine. Oh, okay. I didn't even know the director. I didn't know. It was just a crazy movie, man. Like like the kids are shooting uh they're shooting cats, and then they sell the cats to the butcher. This black guy butcher. And then there's this other kid that's selling cats to the butcher, but he's been feeding them cat food with poison and glass in there to kill the cats, and the other boys are shooting them with like pellet guns. And they find out that the other boy's doing that, and he's like really, like, I don't know, I'd like to say effeminate, like kind of weird guy, weird kid, and he's like, yeah, I have to take care of my grandma. She's like a vegetable, you know, shit like that, and like talking about how he doesn't have any money and he's doing it. So the two boys that shoot cats and sell them to the butcher, they fucking sneak in that kid's grandma's house and euthanize her. I don't know. It's just a crazy fucking movie, man. It's just crazy. It takes part in like rural Midwest America after a awful like twister had gone through a town. Yeah. It's bizarre, but also relevant to even the time and the places. Like, when they're huffing paint, dude, that or glue, they got glue from somebody, and they're like huffing glue. It's fucking crazy, man. Lima, Ohio. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, just I mean, if you're in for a weird, or I mean, it's entertaining, but it's definitely weird. Gummo is a crazy fucking movie, man. Trash Humpers. Okay, I'll have to look that up. Trash Humpers. I never heard of that, man. Damn, this is some good coffee. How do y'all drink your coffee? This is, I mean, it's McCafe coffee, but I put sugar and heavy whipping cream in mine. Oh, it's the same director, really? Damn, are you in the Discord, Mr. Citizen Unknown? Well, regardless if you are or if someone is, could you put that in as a reminder for me in the Discord to watch that? Trash Humpers. I'll see it, like, cause I'll sit here and I'll talk about shit, and as soon as I'm done streaming, it's like I forget every fucking thing unless it's there. 75% milk, 25% water, and strong instant. Okay, I've never been a fan of instant coffee personally. And hazelnut creamer. If I go with a flavored creamer, hazelnut's probably my favorite, man. Okay, that works. Yeah, just send it to me, cause I'm always looking for new stuff to watch. I put an animated YouTube video on in memes and media, and dude, it's anime. I don't know if it's Japanese. I think it's like actually from South America, but the animation was so good on there, dude. It was like some of the best I've seen. It reminded me of those like late 80s, early 90s, like older animes like Akira and shit. It was really good, but it was Alien, you know, like the fucking face hugger stuff. It was sick, man. No, I don't. I don't watch anime porn, and I'm not a habitual porn watcher. You're such a joker, man. Yeah, I'm a big fan of anime. I think one of the best anime series that's like super underrated, not a lot of people have seen, is called Basilisk. It's just so good, dude. I watched the entire series one day, like over the span of like 2 days. I just sat and watched it the whole time. It's just so good. I've also been watching like history, like some history and different stuff. I put some in Discord, like banned books, like religious books, and it's like the Gospel of Thomas and the Gospel of whoever, and like it makes sense, like the church, the Catholic Church, and the Christian denomination and stuff, like some of those scriptures that they found, they contradict what we're told in church and stuff. But I just found it really interesting. And then I watched no, I've never seen Blue Gender. Um the Romans did some sneaky shit. Yeah, I've seen Ghost in the Shell. uh and then I've been watching like some history on just so I could understand things a little better, the history of Ukraine and the history of like Palestine and Israel. And like essentially we're still like we're still kind of cleaning up the mess of World War II when it comes to those things. It is the conclusion that I've come to. It's pretty crazy, man. I mean, but it's been 70, no, 70 or 80 years since World War II. 80 years, and we're still like dealing with the repercussions of everything. It's crazy, man. And yes, Ghost in the Shell was cool. I didn't watch the live action one. I think there was a live action one. Or, was there? Yeah, with Mila Jovovich. World War One, what's going on in Gaza right now. Yeah, so I watched last night. Matter of fact, I watched something about that, about the Israel and Palestinian conflict, and like essentially there was an exodus of the Jews during World War II back to Jerusalem, and sometime in the 60s, like 67 or something, I think they called it the 6 Day War, and Israel completely took over like Palestine and in Egypt and surrounding areas, and then they allowed the Palestinians to continue like their, whatever culture or identity they had, but under Israeli rule. And yeah, it's just, dude, just very complicated. And like how I forget the guy's name, but a Jewish guy declared that Judaism is a race of people, like, and instead of it just being a religion, Jews, it's a race of Jews. Hey, what's up, Payman? Yeah, you're right. A little stream, just chatting for a little bit. And it's going good, man. I'm 2.5 years sober and sitting out in the backyard near my garden, chatting with a bunch of fine folk. Hey, Rumble Hammer. Yeah. I just, you know, I'll be honest, like, I just hear about, these conflicts and these wars and stuff, and I never really take a look and, like, actually see what's actually going on. It's just like good guy versus bad guy kind of thing, but there's so many, like, gray areas in things. I've just found now, later in my life, like, that I have to come to my own conclusions, my own unbiased conclusions. Yeah, I mean, I had the History Channel on too, but also the History Channel has biases as well. I mean, it's just, I don't know, it's crazy with information technology, everything at our fingertips. It's like, of course, I'm not, like, having a political discussion on here. I'm just telling you what I've gathered from what information was set towards me, and, like, the Ukrainian and Russian conflict, I have a much deeper understanding after watching just a brief history of it. It's more, come to light more to what is actually going on over there. It's his story for a reason. Yeah, man. Yeah, but I still, like, keep in mind that uh, there's two sides to every story. Yeah, 2D game mania, exactly, man, exactly. It's like, but I think it's our duty and our responsibility as individuals to question things. You know what I mean? Like, I uh, I was talking to my dad also a little bit about it. We were having discussions, and I asked him, like, when do you think the media became what it is now, like an untrusted, biased, just propaganda machine? And in his opinion, and I don't know if it's true, I think he said around Vietnam, uh, with people who were against the wars and being sent over there. Do you have an example of something you or we may not have originally known about Russia? So from what I watched, the Ukraine, okay, Crimea is a part of Ukraine, and that's more of a generational, like, family kind of area. A lot of, like, oligarchs and rich people would go there for vacations and stuff. Not only is it, like, generational, but it's a port in, I think it's the Black Sea. I forget what sea. It's like it might be the Mediterranean. I forget exactly, but it's crucial for trade, like, to Africa and then Ukraine is like the number 4 distributor of food, of produce in the world. Like grains and vegetables and shit, okay? Then Ukraine was also a part of the Soviet Union uh, back in back when the Soviet Union was still around, and uh, so then Chernobyl, the nuclear plant, the disaster happened, and everybody lost faith in the Soviet Union, so it fell apart. But being as it is, Ukraine was a part of the Soviet Union, but still kept its identity as a sovereign state. And when you look at it, you have Ukraine, and then you have Russia, and Russia's surrounded, mostly by water, and then you have other countries, but Ukraine buffers all of Europe from Russia, and you know, like what I'm saying is, like, I'm not saying there's any rights and wrongs. I'm not saying who's right and wrong, but what I'm saying is it makes sense to me, like, why Russia would want Russian influence in Ukraine, to keep its culture and its ideas and ideals within its country, because, like, you have to go through Ukraine to get to Russia on that side of Russia, and uh, you know, like, I understand the Ukrainian people might want independence, but there's other things that come along with that. It's like, in the United States, for example, we don't there are no foreign troops in the United States. There's just never has been and never will be foreign troops. But you look at Australia, they have so much Chinese influence, and it's a growing country. It hasn't existed nearly as long, and you got to think those politicians and shit, they're probably easy to buy up. But, like, we don't have foreign troops in our country, and imagine, like, you have all that Western influence, not only NATO, but the European Union right at your doorstep. I can understand, but that's all I have to say about that. Everybody, I encourage you to, like, if you are curious and want to know more, to look like I did, and I've come to conclusions, but that's just my opinion and my thoughts towards it all. I'm not gonna sit here and fucking, like, preach anything to anybody. Yeah, the big testing labs. Yeah, so recommend yeah, I an unbiased video on YouTube. I put one on the Discord, but you gotta you you have to look out for, like keywords. I can't think of, like, specific things, but you want to look for, like, just the straight history, not not adjectives describing people, not opinionated stuff. It's like, actually, this is what happened, this is objective fact, not subjectively, this is what I think happened. You know what I mean? Um, Another part, Ukraine, not only did it have Chernobyl, but apparently it had uh, it had most of the Soviet Union's nuclear weapons, and the Russians forced them to give up, like, 2/3 of those nuclear weapons. So also, just like Slick said, the labs and things going on in Ukraine, they also have nuclear weapons, which is also pretty fucking scary if you really think about it.